What's up, y'all? So I am back with another video. This video is going to be dedicated to those who are trying to overcome a heartbreak, or they just got into a really bad breakup, or they're having a hard time moving on from a situation that no longer benefits them. I'm creating this video to help you all kind of begin the process of moving forward. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys 5 tips, things that I did, things that I used that did have an effect, that did play a huge part in helping my healing process. Granted, healing is a very long process, so please do not expect this to just overnight completely make you feel better. Please don't expect this to over a week completely make you feel better. But if you continue to do these steps, if you stick to these steps, if you don't break them, you know, if you choose yourself and put yourself first just all around, you are going to come out of this on top. You are going to come out of this stronger and better than ever. The first piece of advice is a crucial piece that I feel like really jumpstarts this entire process of moving forward with a little bit more ease, should I say, and that step would be to get them out of sight completely. Okay, that means social media pages, no friends, no following each other, or just no following them, no keeping up with them. And in certain instances, if you feel like you cannot trust yourself to go back to their page, even if you're not their friend, you need to block them. Now, we all know whenever you bring blocking into it, or just unfriending that person before they unfriend you, or unfollowing them before they unfollow you, people love to make you feel like you are the weaker link, or that you are hurting more than them, or that you're more affected. But regardless of how that person thinks or how anyone thinks, you need to prioritize yourself and your emotions first. Your mental well-being and your emotional well-being are the 2 most important things that you need to be putting any and everything that you have left in you, the will, the strength, in order to move forward in this healing journey and come out on top. And please don't be fooled. If you are the ex that feels like you have to take that extra step to gaining peace within yourself from the situation and begin your healing process, understand that there are a lot of people out here who live in denial. And sometimes denial can cause you to become bitter. And most people are bitter because they do not do the proper healing processes. You keeping up with that person, or staying friends with that person, or not blocking that person, knowing good and well every time you look at their page it affects you, is going to hold you back from your healing process. And then there are also a lot of cases where, okay, say you don't unfriend your ex, say you don't block your ex, you are going to eventually, if you're still hurting, if you're hurting so bad, you know how much you're hurting, you'll know how much something is affecting you. If you're constantly having to see what they're up to or checking their page, you're going to eventually start to subconsciously put yourself in competition with them on this healing journey or this moving on journey. Okay? And you don't want to do that. You don't want to think you've moved on when you really haven't. You don't want to do that to yourself. You want to be able to really know for sure that, okay, I am fine. I am finally okay. All right, so advice number 2, I would have to say, would be to remove their friends and families as well from your social medias. Get them gone, okay? Auntie, mama, mom number 2, sis number 2, all of that. I understand that, we build these connections with people while we're in relationships, and they feel so real and genuine. But honestly, you just never know when they are going to post your ex. You don't know when they're going to post your ex and their new mate. You just never know what to expect, okay? And then also, sometimes we build connections with the family. Sometimes we build connections with them, and when we see them, we just automatically reminisce. We just automatically think of the good times. We just automatically think of the moments that we really enjoyed, and we start to miss that person again. We start to get emotional, and we're just like, oh my gosh, like, you're just back in the funk again, okay? Let me not even get emotional right now, but you know what I'm saying. You got to get them out of sight. Friends especially, because sometimes people don't understand that you are really going through it. They don't understand because they've never experienced it. They don't understand because they really just don't want to. They don't really care to, and they just continue on with their lives. So they could be posting your ex and your ex's new mate as well, or just your ex in general. They could just be taking pictures and going places with your ex and stuff and just posting, and you just see them all just look like they're just having such an amazing time, and the vibes are just amazing, and you're just like, man, like, was it me? You know, like you just start having all these questions. So it's really important to release their friends and family as well. Now, I will say for the people who share mutual friends with their ex and you're just like, there's no way I'm just gonna unfriend them because we're friends too. Like, I don't see why I have to stop talking to them because they're talking to my ex. Like, and that's 100% understandable. I would just say for the mutual friends, just communicate with them. Communication is key, as always, in any situation. Communication is key. Communicate with them and say, hey, you know, if you could just try not to update me with what my ex is doing or anything. I don't care who they talk to. I don't care what they wear. I don't care where they're moving. If you could just not update me because I'm just really trying to get through this, you know, and come out good and stronger than ever. And if they are really your friend, they're going to understand. So yeah, just make sure you communicate that with the mutual friend if you decide to continue consistent communication with them as normal. For the third piece of advice, this one is going to be a little bit more complicated for some, depending on how fresh your breakup or separation is from this person. But it's going to have to be for you to get active. What I mean by getting active is you are going to need to get up and get out. Okay, you're gonna need to get outside, you're gonna need to get moving, you're gonna need to get social. Your friends, if they invite you out places, as hard as it's gonna be at times to say, yeah, sure, just go. Because one thing that I've learned in my journey of healing, using this as a step that I've taken, is energy is real. You know, you can really feel just down in the dumps, and once you go outside on a nice sunny day, birds chirping, it kind of just gives you a little hope, really. Also, being around friends, sometimes that energy alone, around people who care so much about you, the ones that just love being around you, and you know, they make you feel as though your value is just out of this world, like you are important to somebody. You know what I'm saying? You want to be around those kind of people. You want to be around the people that make you laugh. For those of you who have a really small circle of friends, and sometimes everyone just is not available to reach out to you or to link up with you or to step out with you somewhere or just to kind of keep you company, because maybe they have their own things going on that they just can't, you know, break from at the moment. It would be a really good time for you to learn how to just become social. Get involved in something. Just enroll in something. If you're on Facebook, they have an events tab on Facebook that you could just go on to, and it shows you what's going on in your area. Depending on your age, if you can, you know, move around on your own without adult supervision, because I'm not really sure how old you are watching this video, but you can see what's going on in your area or what functions are coming up or whatever the case may be. Like, just try. It all starts with you putting forth the effort, and who knows, with you being active and you not sitting in one spot dwelling, you have absolutely no idea what the universe has set up for you, what God has set up for you. You really could think that this is just going to be just the most miserable and lonely and just heart-aching journey, and you go out and you put forth the effort, you do the work yourself, you start to do the work for yourself, and the universe meets you with a surprise healing more than you thought you would, a surprise person that comes into your life, whether it's just a friend or a future mate. And the only way you can move forward is by actually doing so, by actually getting up and saying, you know what, this is not going to be a bad day for me. I am not about to sit here and cry for 24 hours. So as long as you can tell yourself that, and you do something, at least one thing a day during this healing journey, at least get on the internet, interact with people, go outside, just enjoy the weather, or go to an event with your friends, or whatever the case may be, do something. Make sure you stay active, because if you do not, it's going to be way easier to fall in the sinkhole of despair and just feel like there's just no hope for you, when I'm telling you, there is hope for you. The fourth piece of advice that I wanted to share is something that I did, you know, and it really helped me, and it could possibly help you, which is self-improve. And when I say that, it basically just means whenever you just are alone, you know, in the midst of your just trying to keep yourself afloat and out of your feelings or out of your emotions, you know, try to think of things that you've put aside, talents, skill, traits, that you could be bettering or working on. If you wanted to start your own business, if you wanted to learn how to box braid, if you wanted to learn how to do your makeup, get on YouTube, like get the stuff that you have, work with what you have if you can't afford more, and just start to perfect craft. It's like that moment of realization that I am no longer the old version of myself. I am no longer who they remember me as. I am no longer that person. And look, not just focusing on skills and crafts, you can also just be focusing on doing the internal work for yourself. One thing that I can say when I was going through my healing journey, I started to focus on is trying to just become a better me. I realized after being hurt for so long, or just feeling like it was just such a long time, I remember reminiscing about where I felt like I dropped the ball in the relationship, or, where I could have done more, or, been a better person when it, was called for. Do the personal work within yourself. Grow as an individual. If you are finding yourself to be a untrustworthy person, maybe, you stepped out a few times, work on that. You know what I'm saying? You can always work on that. You can dig deep and figure out why was I like that. If you were the type of person who just wasn't really the best communicator, practice communication. Practice with your family members. Practice with your friends. Whatever bothers you, practice just talking to people and telling people how you feel and how you think. If you feel like well, I was great in communication, they were just bad, but then you realize, oh man, well maybe I just wasn't trying to understand them. Practice being an understanding person. Ask your friends and family and the people who care about you, if you could change anything about me, what would it be? If you could, about my personality, what would it be? Like, what can I do to become a better person? How can I talk to people or show, a better version of myself? Just all around, just trying to grow as a better person and putting forth the work to just become better and just mature. That is going to make you feel great as well. All right, y'all, and with all of that being said, let's go ahead and move on to the final piece of advice that I wanted to offer you guys, and that is going to be words of affirmation. You ain't gotta just get words of affirmation from the people who love you or the people that you love. You need to love you. You need to tell yourself that you are worthy and that you are valuable and that you are important to and that you matter. You have to be able to tell yourself that. And to be completely honest with you, when I first just even heard of, pick yourself up, talk to yourself in the mirror, and just remind yourself of what, like that you're just strong, just speaking positivity into your own self by looking in the mirror. I was like, ain't nobody about to be talking in the mirror. It sounds ridiculous when you hear it, but when you actually do it or practice doing it, you realize that it long term has an effect on you. And then to be honest with y'all, how I started using the words of affirmations in my healing journey, I started really talking to myself whenever I started thinking negatively. Now, granted, starting out doing that, it's gonna be challenging. It's not gonna just be nothing. This whole process, this whole journey of healing is not gonna be easy. The most challenging that it'll be will be solely based on how much effort you put forth for yourself to say, I love me and I want to overcome this. So whenever I would find myself, alone and just cruising into deep thoughts about the past and my ex and what happened and how it went down and how we broke up or how we just stopped communicating, and just started to think all of these self-doubts and negative thoughts about myself, I literally had to snatch myself out of that by saying aloud. I don't care if I was in the living room, if I was in my bedroom, I don't care if I was in the shower, because crying in the shower it feels really, really relaxing. Also, crying is really healthy. People say crying solves nothing, but it really does. It releases all of that negative energy, child. Whenever I would find myself in those deep negative thoughts and I just felt myself just sinking and sinking and sinking and sinking, I would say, Ebony, stop. I would literally say that in the most assertive, firm voice that I could say. It takes so much strength to realize that I am not about to let myself go backwards like that. I'm not about to let myself just self-sabotage mentally. And that's how you have to be with yourself. You have to say, I'm not about to do this to myself. Whenever you start just feeling yourself just think about one thing and then two things and then three things and you're just sinking and you're sinking and you're sinking, you have to say, enough is enough. Stop. Put on some happy music. put on something funny, entertaining on television. Do something to kind of distract your mind, you know, or if you just want to talk to yourself and do the words of affirmation in that moment and say, I am worthy of all of this. I am better than all of this. Do it. But yeah, y'all, those were the 5 pieces of advice that I wanted to share with you. I hope this video is very beneficial for you all. I hope it helps you, you know, in your journey into healing from a recent relationship or just a past lover that you're just trying to move on from. You got it in you. You can definitely do it, you know. And if this did help you, if it is helping you, make sure to thumbs up and just drop a comment. Just let me know, you know, like, I appreciate, you know, this, because I would love to do more I would love to do more self-help videos, because I mean, we're all learning and growing in this world together, whether it's your friend group or whether it's strangers you don't know. We're all going through the same things, just different time period. These 5 advices here, these 5 tips on how to begin the healing process that honestly 100% could shorten the entire healing process from what it would be if you did none of these things. These 5 things I can guarantee you will put you in a better space. Talk to yourself more, spend more time with yourself, but also don't neglect the fact that you do need to get active and remain active during this journey, okay? I believe in you guys. I'm sending all of my love out to you all who are going through serious heartbreaks, and trust me, I know, okay? And I would love to share more videos of encouragement. If you guys love this video, just let me know, and I will see you all in the next video.